because it wasn't even that good of an effect. I mean, that was a fully CGI character in an otherwise like everything else that was CGI was either Manhattan's effects or objects moving around. So having that badly animated cat that barely even got a name in there wasn't a good idea. It really did come out of left field,
Yeah.
and it was in the book. I should point out it was in the book, but it was there throughout. That was the thing.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if this was was it meant to be that character's Rosebud type of situation, that the cat was the only thing he loved?
Nope, not at all. He just did not give a crap about anyone. He kind of had a certain sentimental value attached to the thing, but beyond that, no, it was just another tool. Everything in the world is just a tool for this guy. And by the way, referring back, I guess, to the comment about how the smartest man in the world might approach things, I think that was kind of the leeway the writer was given or gave himself by having a character smarter than you. Assumably, that character is smarter than you are. You could not accurately predict, or you could not accurately determine how he should go about something, and that was kind of his wiggle room for Ozymandias' actions.
Yeah, in a very way, when we're talking, and again, to talk about Dr. Manhattan, I don't want this thing to go on forever, but you can edit it later. But Dr. Manhattan is approached and said to be like a deity, like a god, because he can create things or he can separate matter. But he has this disconnection, and then you see, and he says, I don't know everything. So he doesn't have the quality, the full quality. So if we were looking at the group as a whole, we see that the intelligence is the super smart man has the intelligence. Then we have the super powerful man. Then we have the super moral person of the friggin'
Night Owl,
whatever his name is. Night Owl is the super moral person, thank you. We have then the super just person in Rorschach, and then we're left with the female character who I think at best embodies a little bit of everybody and adds in the super sexiness, the super superficialness that they all have. So with her is the hardest character I can fit in. But as a whole, that group, if they were one person, that group, they would then embody all the things that we would look for in a deity. So I think that idea of having a group of heroes working together makes a lot of sense.
That's actually an interesting way of looking at it. I never actually even approached that idea. Just FYI on Silk Spectre, I will have to admit that she didn't have the acting ability necessary for that character, nor did they try to write her too much like that. But basically, she embodied a certain despair about things, a kind of general weariness, which in some ways could actually be a part of God, just not one we like to think about.
Possibly, I don't know. Maybe kind of like super despair that nothing that they're doing is helping. And in the end, Dr. Manhattan does say he's going somewhere else, but not to despair like he did when he went to Mars, but to create new life. So it's kind of like he has found a hope as well.
Yeah, I think in a way it's a positive message, despite the fact, the film ends on a positive thought, even though, yeah, it's also ending on the very strong possibility of nuclear Armageddon.
Well, I don't know. Again, like you said, it's very unclear whether Rorschach's journal will be published, or whether, even if it is published, anybody would give it any credibility, or they would lead them to the same conclusions, or whatever. I mean, it's very unclear. Rorschach getting killed, I think, shows that Dr. Manhattan 2 is not a good superhero, just in the same vein as the super smart man was also not a good superhero. And we're left with the idea that the only good superhero is Night Owl and the girl whose name slips my mind, sorry. But, and then even they aren't good superheroes because they aren't willing to die for the idea of justice like Rorschach is. So the only good superhero has been killed.
Well, and see, I guess that's the thing, is that if you were talking superheroes, all those guys are incomplete, because, I mean, even Rorschach, he had certain ideas of what was guilty and what was innocent to start with, and that the not-so-open mind idea isn't good. His pursuit of justice, even if it means throwing burning oil in a guy's face, all that sort of stuff, I wouldn't call him the good superhero, but I do admit that he's closer.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like I said, it's the combination of Rorschach and Night Owl that made a good superhero team. Because one has morals, the other one wants justice. Now, Night Owl never prevented Rorschach from killing the bad guys, so, like I said, all these superheroes are flawed. It's only as a team that they make one perfect superhero that is non-flawed.
Yeah, so yeah, interesting thoughts on that. So yeah.
Overall, I would recommend this movie. If I was trying to give it a rating or something like that, I'd be like, yeah. Obviously, it's not in theaters, otherwise I'd say, watch it in theaters. I don't think that's going to add anything to the series. I think watching it, renting it, or owning it, and watching it from time to time. Actually, I would say own. I would say buy this to own, because it's a movie I don't think I'd want to watch a lot, but I would want to watch more than once, because I feel like I could still pull something more from it, or use it as something to have a nice conversation about. So it works for me on that level, and I just don't have the attachment to it that a comic book fan would have. So I would say go into this movie and detach yourself from its name.
I would. I'm not even going to try to give it any sort of rating, except I will go with your approach and say that you should rent Watchmen and watch it. You should buy Iron Man and keep it, and you should buy the Watchmen novel and keep it.
Well, Iron Man's a different talk altogether. We can get into that some other time.
Yes, we can. Well, this has been Victor and Infinitehope, or Infinitehope and Victor, talking about Watchmen. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.
Until next time, peace out.
Woot!